Hello everybody, we are back again. That's right, more videos coming out. So getting back into the swing of things. So this one here is on the 1892 college football season. Here we go. So last time we left off a while ago, the Yale Bulldogs were the champions. This time around, once again, Yale Bulldogs are a champion. This is part of their 37-game win streak that began in 1890 and continued into the 1893 season, which would eventually be broken way later by Oklahoma football. They outscored opponents 429 to 0, and 11 players were selected to the All American team. Came from the Big Three, Yale, Harvard, and Princeton. Several universities in the Deep South established programs for the first time. And in the first college football game in South Carolina, Georgia, or in the Southeast region, Georgia defeated Mercer. Um, in 1892, the first game played between two historically black colleges was played between Livingston and Biddle College, and Biddle won that 4-0. So here are the new teams here. Alabama Cadets, Agricultural and Mechanical of Alabama Tigers, the Georgia Bulldogs, Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets, Iowa Hawkeyes, Iowa Cyclones, Kansas Jayhawks. So now the Big Ten is getting formed. Mercer Baptist, Missouri Tigers, Nebraska Bug Eaters, San Jose State, South Carolina football, and Utah Utes. I love how it says the normal Spartans. Like, are there like Roman Spartans that we don't know about? Um, so conferences, quick going over it here because we're gonna get through this quick because I do plan to do a lot of videos coming up and I want to get through a couple of these per day, as well as some of the. By the way, the MLB stuff is coming back too, so stay tuned for that. We'll also be covering football when football starts in the next week. So we got a lot of sports here that we're gonna get to. So hopefully you guys will stick around um, for that. So yeah, let's continue on here. Let's get into the conferences. So Colorado Mines didn't play, and they were the conference champions because they didn't play any games. Colorado was 3-2. Colorado Agriculture was 2-2. The Indiana Intercollegiate Athletic Association Purdue was 4-0, and overall was 8-0. Butler was 5-1. Wabash was 1-4, and Indiana 0-4. Indiana, we'll check back with you later to see if you've won anything. Minnesota was 5-0. Wisconsin 4-3. Michigan 7-5. And Northwestern 6-4. That's the Intercollegiate Athletic Association of Northwest Football. So later on, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Michigan, Northwestern will be joined by Indiana. In the New England region, you have Amherst 9-5, Dartmouth 5-3, and Williams 4-7. Um, in the Western Interstate, you have Kansas 7-1, Nebraska 2-2-1, Missouri 1-2-0, and Iowa is 3-2-1. So in the East here, we have Yale 13-0, Washington and Jefferson 4-0, Collegiate 3-0, Penn 15-1, Cornell 10-1, Harvard 10-1, Princeton 10-2, Penn State 5-1, Tufts 8-2, Navy is 5-2, Army is 3-1-1. We'll be seeing a lot more of them later on. Swarthmore 7-3, Washington University 4-2, Franklin and Marshall. College was 4-3, Brown 4-4-2, Bucknell 2-2, Fordham 2-2, Stevens 1-1, Lafayette 5-7, Massachusetts 4-6. Rutgers, our favorite characters in this. Rutgers is 3-5. So once again, Rutgers doesn't win the national title. Haven't won one since the very first season. We will check back next time to see if Rutgers has won a national title. They don't, but we'll see. Geneva is 2-4-0. Lehigh is 3-6. Wesleyan is 1-7. Syracuse 0-8. Drexel 0-1, and NYU is 0-1. In the Midwestern, Oberlin 7-0. Then you have Case, Iowa Agricultural, Notre Dame. So yes, Notre Dame was in a conference. Actually, no, they weren't independent, but that's okay. Chicago was 8-4. Michigan State was 2-1. Illinois was 7-4. Ohio State 5-3. Washington 3-2. Hillsdale 3-2-1. Doane 1-1. Heidelberg 1-1. Miami of Ohio, a MAC school. That's right, the MACtion is here. 2-2-2. Buchel is 3-4. Lake Forest is 2-3. Cincinnati 1-2. Marquette 1-2. Ohio Wesleyan 1-3. Wittenberg 0-2-1. Yes, Wittenberg, famous college football rivalry there. St. Ignatius is 1. Washburn is 0-2. Kalamazoo. For the Southern ones, not a lot to talk about. A lot of these schools, I don't know. Central the uh, won the conference with a 6-0. You have notables in here like North Carolina, who was 5-1 that year. Wake Forest and Virginia Military and Furman. Furman was 1-0. Virginia was 4-1. Wake Forest was 4-1. So the ACC's getting started here. North Carolina is 5-1. Um, Virginia was 3-2. Vanderbilt, the start of the SEC conference here, is 4-4. Alabama 2-2, and Auburn 2-2. Georgia is 1-1. So three straight SEC schools, especially in the middle of the pack. Tennessee was 2-5, so they're down there. South Carolina was 0-1. Georgia Tech was 0-3, and Maryland was 0-3. So ACC and Big Ten in the back. And finally, in the far west, you have St. Mary's, Utah Agricultural, Stanford, California, Gonzaga, Washington, and Utah. So the old Pac-12. St. Mary's won with 1-0. Utah was 1-0. Stanford 1-0. California 2-1. Gonzaga was 0-1. Washington was 1-1. San Jose normal and Utah. So in the future, guys, because the conferences continue to grow and new teams get established, we're not going to go through all the teams. We're just going to go through some of the major teams because there are so many teams at this point that it's going to take us a long time. But we're just going to just go through just notable teams that you see what they did. But that's all I got for you this time. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to Sports Talk Live. More good videos coming soon, and I will see you all soon.